Hello everyone, IntuitiveEdge here. Welcome once again to my channel. Let's take a look at some things that are happening in the news and see if we can get an intuitive take on some very strange things that are going on. Let's get into it and I'll be right back and we'll get started. So by now, many of you may have heard about UFOs, UAPs, and mystery drones being spotted all around the world, from Brazil to the UK to the United States and beyond. What is going on? What is this? Let's see if we can find this out. I'm going to do a light meditation and see what messages come through with this. All right. Okay, so I did a light meditation and had some messages coming through. So let's talk about it. First thing I heard was, "We're here." I felt a response coming in to some volatility in the earth. This is a response. I wrote down, does this event, okay, so we've been seeing UAPs, many people have seen them, UFOs, mystery drones. I wrote, does this have anything to do with the armada of ships spotted by the James Webb telescope back in October? When I wrote that out and did my little process I got a strong yes on that. These are the ships that were spotted on their way here. There's a very specific reason that they are here. Now, at this point, I wish I would have hit record because I just started pouring forth. So I'm going to go back from memory on what they were telling me. There was so much, just so much coming in. I got that they're actually benevolent. These beings that are here around the planet, in the skies, they are benevolent. They are here because they are helping us humans, humankind, as we are moving and shifting into a new vibration, a new way of being, a new level of consciousness. What I heard was that humanity has moved past the point of no return. Now, I got that was a positive thing. What I felt like that meant was that humanity as a whole, instead of going back into the old ways of war and just, back uncivilized behavior, evil toward one another, those are the old ways. And we've gone past, there have been enough of us that have transcended that level of consciousness that kept us kind of stuck and going back down in a loop that was devolving. Instead, we're now evolving in a higher way. And so we've passed that point of no return. There is no going back to the old way of being. Now we are on a new path forward. We have a chance to ride this wave and move our collective species, all of us together, in a more healthful, natural direction that respects the earth, respects each other, and these are helpers from wherever they came from. What I got was some type of fleet or command, and I felt like there's a lot of them, and it was a collective of 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th dimensional beings. And I also felt like there were higher dimensional beings than that, and those are mostly energetic, not so much physical. Those higher realms are, all of them together are holding space for us as we transcend and move into this higher dimensional space and higher realm of being. All right. I did hear that they were talking specifically to humans on the planet, not beings inside the earth. So I'm not sure what that means exactly, but they were making a distinction. So there could be other types of beings, entities, maybe non-human entities, I don't know, that are living inside the earth, caves, under the earth, whatever. That was not part of they made it specific that this is about the collective human race on the earth. And then I got about, I got Russia, of course, what's happening there. I felt like Russia is protected. Now, we need to understand and maybe pull back a little bit from the news drama, and no matter what we might think of Putin, what we might think of these world leaders, we have to maybe take a step back and understand that there are other things going on that maybe we don't have the full picture. And so it's easy to judge and hate on Putin or whoever without really knowing that maybe there's something else that we don't understand. That if we did understand, we might see things a little differently with respect to Putin, since I use that as an example. What I felt like is Russia is protected. I don't think that there's going to be a push for escalation of tensions and war, and things could get a little interesting. But I also feel like there could be interventions or protections that are going to prevent what could be a very ugly and volatile war situation. This feels like they are intervening on our behalf, and it is because the majority of humans do not want war. We have moved past those old ways of being, and I think that's why they are here. They felt very joyful, like it feels very beneficial. Like they are not the evil bad invaders. Okay, they're benevolent. I also heard I heard them say Norway. Norway came into focus. And it feels like what I was feeling was that Norway is going to try, along with Denmark, to possibly push something with NATO against Russia, maybe pushing for something, I don't know. But I heard Norway specifically, and that this, I don't feel like it's a good thing. They're going to try something, I think, with NATO. It's not good. And I don't think it's going to ultimately work out. That's what I was hearing. And maybe they're just holding, for maybe a vote. And then I saw like kind of like Putin meeting and talking at an event. I saw that in my last video. And I wondered if there's something like that, where there's a push maybe with world leaders to advance something with NATO. It's going to get ugly, possibly cause some tensions, but I don't think it'll work. Okay. I'm just going to kind of pull in lightly here. I'm feeling like there's a message that they want to convey. And this feels like, oh, okay, I just remembered something I was hearing earlier. Not to take resources for granted. What I was hearing was to fill up your tanks. And I think this means gas tanks for those of you that have gasoline cars. Keep your tanks full. Don't take it for granted. So there could be, maybe gas prices are going to go up. So don't let your tanks get on empty. Again, this is just what I'm hearing. You do what you want. Okay. But that's what I was feeling. Keep your tanks full. There's a lot coming. Oh, I also felt like not November. February was going to get really interesting. And this will be interesting too, because I still have to do my year ahead for the next year or so. We'll see what comes through, but I'm feeling, I did also hear the next 6 months are going to really be intense and possibly up for like a year. This intensity with the war and all of this that's happening, 6 months to a year. After that, it's like we're going to feel so much lighter and so much like something is lifted off of us. And it's not going to feel this heavy and this dense. It's going to take some time, though, to move through these things that are happening right now in the world. I'm just feeling like to trust yourselves, trust your gut. I'm also tapping into, I'm hearing that this is going to be a very cold winter in many parts of the world in the north that are experiencing winters. To make preparations now for things that can help deal with very, very cold temperatures, extra snow, just stock up on rations. I'm hearing just be prepared for the cold months ahead. If you live in a cold area, obviously. I'm also seeing like those little plug-ins that people can put, where you hook a cord and you put a little thing on your engine and it kind of plugs overnight and keeps your engine from freezing up. I'm seeing those things. Like it's going to be that cold in some areas. I'm hearing like the Midwest especially is going to just be really, really bitterly cold. So I'm asking what else is going to be coming up between now and the end of the year. I'm getting a picture of like somewhere in Russia. I don't know if it's Moscow. And I'm seeing like the power, like lights going out, like the town going dark. Feels like this could be a strategic move initially is what I'm thinking. That perhaps they're turning the city dark to, so I don't know if that makes sense. So that it's like not seen, like you can't see something for an incoming issue. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, it could be like a planned outage for a strategic purpose. I'll just leave it there. That's what I'm seeing there. Oh, I'm asking if there's anything else coming up before the end of the year. I'm pulling myself in my mind's eye over to like Greece or Italy. There could be some tremors, some earthquakes there. Picking up on some movement in the earth, rumblings. I like feeling rattling of dishes and things in the cupboards. So there could be just some very unstable energy in the earth in that area. Could be related to a volcano. There could be rumblings around a volcano, and this is concerning. This is going to be an ongoing thing, so this is something to keep an eye on and monitor. I do think the authorities in those areas are monitoring these. A lot of scientists looking into it as well. Something about 40 years. Like this happens every, like once in a 40-year time. Could be a larger earthquake maybe that they don't see maybe once every 40 years or something like that. Something about the number 40. This is going to cause a lot of unrest, angst. Okay, moving on. I want to get into this other story that has come up in the news just today. Today is December 4th, by the way. The CEO of United Healthcare Insurance Company in the United States was assassinated in broad daylight in New York City by an unknown person using a suppressor, a pretty sophisticated weapon. And who was this? Why did it happen? Who's responsible? Why did it happen? What was the motive? I'm going to do a quick meditation. I'll be right back and we'll look into that. Okay, as soon as I closed my eyes and pulled into this, I immediately pulled in this energy of him I'm feeling. And I heard the word Kathy. Kathy. I don't know if that's his wife. But I'm hearing that's a female connected to him. I'm getting the impression of this person, Kathy, being very devastated, obviously. I'm hearing the word opening a can of worms. So this death, whatever caused this or whoever caused this, could really be opening up a Pandora's box of something connected to why this happened. I'm feeling like from him, there was something that was left unfinished that he really needed to wrap up and get done. And it feels like he was offed before he could finish this important thing he was doing. I'm getting the number 643. I'm thinking 1,000. 643, I know that's a specific number, but it's $643,000 or something, but it had to do with a ledger that needed to change like a journal entry in a ledger. I don't know what I'm getting. This needed to be clarified. Something needed to be clarified, and it's gonna mess things up because I think he needed to change something or get something clarified. And now that's not going to happen, and that's going to cause problems. Not sure how, not sure what. I'm feeling like feeling really sorry, like feeling bad about his wife, leaving his wife like this. Like he doesn't want her to be having to deal with being in the middle of the things that he was involved in. I feel like he tried to keep a distance between like the things he dealt with and their life. He tried not to overly involve things with her so that he could kind of leave work and then focus on his wife and family. I felt like he was focused on that. He didn't want there to be a lot of bringing work home. And so now he feels like she's going to possibly get dragged in to deal with some of these missing pieces, and he feels like really there's like grief or feeling very unfortunate about that. Doesn't want her to have to deal with that. Again, the ledger, something in the ledger is off and it needs to be fixed. This is frustrating for him. And it almost feels like shocking. And yet there's like a peace too. I'm feeling like a peace with him, but yet like his concern is for his wife or whoever Kathy is. This is gonna, I'm feeling like he's sorry, like it's gonna cause problems. I also feel like his soul, he will eventually move on. I feel like right now it's like it happens so suddenly. I don't think he's not fully crossed over. I don't feel like that will happen for a little while. He will eventually do that, but right now everything happens so suddenly. This feels like he's still in the mode of, oh my gosh, I have to do this thing. And he's realizing he's not in a physical form. And this is going to take some adjusting, getting through that. I feel like he'll transition out. He's not going to be stuck in the earth plane very long, but for now it's very confusing for him. It may have taken him some time to even know he was dead. Like he didn't understand what was happening. I feel like his wife and family are going to be taken care of. I feel like he's set things up to where they will be okay. And I'm feeling like he's glad he did that. Like, I don't know, life insurance policy, I don't know, but he's glad he made some decisions ahead of this that are going to help his family. He's taking ownership of like making some bad choices or bad decisions, kind of. I'm just feeling like I could have done things a little differently. I probably should have maybe done this instead of that. There's a lot of that going on with him. Feeling like I could have done this or that. I don't feel like there's a lot of judgment. Like, I just feel like there's things he feels like he could have done differently. And now it's going to cause a little bit of a problem. Well, his... Okay, let me see if I can tap into who did this to him and why. I'm being drawn in my mind's eye into a hotel room, and I'm seeing like a little metal case, small, like a gun case. And I'm seeing it opened up, and I'm seeing also the suppressor thing that goes on to this thing. I'm seeing like a cloth, like rubbing. I don't know if they rubbed off their fingerprints. I don't know, but I'm seeing like a very polished, shiny thing. Who killed the CEO of United Healthcare? Will this perpetrator be caught? I got a no on that. That's very disappointing. Was this person a professional hitman? I got a yes. I feel like he has connections, like with a mafia type. I don't know if it's CIA, but it feels like it's some sort of other connection. But I gotta show you this. I'm gonna turn the camera around in a second here. I gotta show you this. I asked the tarot, and I laid out 10 cards, and I asked, who is this person? The guy that gunned this other person down. Who is he at his core? What kind of person is this? Obviously not a very nice human being, but who is this? I got to show you what I saw in the cards. You're not going to believe this, or maybe you will, but you got to see this. Okay. Sorry for the glare. Let's see if we can turn that off. Okay, there, that's better. All right, so what I have here, my first card out, when I asked who he was, I pulled the death card. I was like, well, that's not exactly nice. Crossed by the sun. Now, that's a very interesting combination, the death card and the sun. Death card in tarot, well, it means deeper mysteries, but in this case, I do think it means someone who is kind of flirting with that dark side, okay? Crossed by the sun. Switcheroo here. But, okay, so I'll go through the cards and then I'll show you what I saw. So here we have the Magician. This is the card of alchemy, changing things, crowning everything. We have this card, the Two of Cups, someone who is in a partnership. Obviously, he's a person who is hired to do this kind of thing, so he partners with people who hire him. Another major arcana here. This is the High Priestess. Kind of deep. There's deep inner knowing. This goes deep, really deep with this person. Then we get over here to the Queen. And then we have 2 9s, the 9 of Wands, the Grief card, 9 of Swords. Then we get into the 7 of Cups. That can be a very changeable type of person. And then we have a Page of Pentacles. And then the card underneath is also a Page of Wands. Now here's what I saw as I'm looking at all of these cards. What do you notice? I noticed right away, we'll take the Sun card out of there. These cards over here, the color is kind of a darker blue, okay? Over here, these cards are lighter and brighter. We have these dark, heavy energies here with the Death and the Magician and all of this kind of deep energy. And here's the light switch. What I was feeling with this is that whoever this person is, it's almost like maybe they're MK Ultra or an actor. They get into character because we go from dark and then over here to light. It's like they switch. So if you're a professional hitman, I would imagine that you would have to be like a split personality where you can go into this mode of being that person, but then you probably switch and you're Mr. Nice Guy. Maybe you have a wife and kids. Maybe you're just the, church deacon kind of person. And nobody would ever suspect you, because to get into that dark mode represented by this side on the cards, you have to kind of get into your alter ego and connect with that darker side of yourself. So I think that the hitman is somebody who can switch. So yeah, I'm thinking so. He can switch from one to the other with seeming ease. And that's probably one of the reasons he won't get caught if he doesn't. And again, I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong on that one, because, I always hate it when there's no justice, when cold cases like this grow cold. But I think this could be one of the reasons that might explain that, because this guy, in his mind, he completely detaches from what happened, and it's like that's his alter ego, and he doesn't have any current display that would give anybody alarm bells about him. So probably a true psychopath. That's my opinion. But that's what I saw when I saw those cards going from dark to light, and then the light switch being the Sun card. He can switch easily from one to the other, and nobody is the wiser. So there you have it, guys. That's what I have for this. Very tragic circumstance today in New York with that man that was gunned down. He may have had his issues, but I don't think he was a bad guy overall. I think he just got mixed up a little. Maybe he got a little too close and pissed off the wrong people, and somebody decided to put a hit out on him. That's what I think. That's my opinion. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in with me, muddling through all this with me. If you've made it this far, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.